Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Board of Estimates and Apportionment meeting. My name is Dr. Dorcia Pleers, Chief City Auditor, and I am joined by my colleagues. I'll start with my colleagues in the Office of Audit and Control. We have Eugene Terrell and Chantal Plath, who will be assisting me with today's meeting in Petro's absence. We also have our City Treasurer, Darius Shanfar. We have our Chief Financial Manager, Joel Stetson. We have Common Council Member Sonia Frederick representing the First Ward. And I'm just checking quickly to see if we have Council President Ellis. From my view, not at the moment, but we will acknowledge him when he arrives. Okay, so we're going to jump right into today's agenda. Today is Friday, July 8th, 2022, and the time is 1:33 p.m. Eugene, if you can scroll down to the agenda. Okay. Hopefully everyone can see the agenda okay. We'll get started with our 2022 budget transfer request. The first request is coming from the fire department. They are seeking to transfer a total of $2,000 from their contracted services account to their training fund account to cover outstanding invoices. The next request is from Cultural Affairs, seeking to transfer a total of $10,000. $5,000 of that would be coming from festivals and other activities. And the other $5,000 would be coming from contracted services, being transferred to their Tulip Festival account. This is to replenish the Tulip Festival account and cover costs from this year's Tulip Festival event. The next request is from our police department. They are seeking to transfer $6,630 from their contracted services account to their furniture and fixtures account to cover the purchase of new desk chairs for the Community Response Unit's office. We also have a request from police to transfer $3,620 from their contracted services account to their other equipment account to cover the purchase of electronic equipment to aid in investigative operations. Okay, we have a request from Youth and Workforce Services, and represented here today is Mr. Raphael Tucker. They are seeking to transfer I'm jacking that up, $102,170 from their summer help line to that would then in turn go into, let's see here, 4 separate accounts. The first account is their temporary help account in the amount of $54,170. The second account is their uniforms account in the amount of $10,000. The next is the contracted services account in the amount of $35,000. And lastly, their miscellaneous account in the amount of $3,000. I just want to note, we do need to make one minor edit to the agenda. So this is to cover the increased cost associated with the city's summer youth employment program. That includes the recognition event. Right here, it just reflects to cover costs associated with the recognition event, but that is that will be adjusted to reflect costs for the entire program, which includes the recognition event.
Do we know how much the event is costing? The event is not costing $102,000.
No, and that's the point that I'm making. So the edit that needs to be made reflects that the cost that we are discussing is associated with the entire program, not just the recognition event.
Do we have a breakdown of the event cost?
I have Brother Tucker on. I'm going to turn it over to you, Brother Tucker, to talk about if you have a breakdown for the recognition event, a figure that you can share with us. And if not, if you need to get that to us, let us know. But I'll turn the floor over to you.
Good afternoon. Currently, we're in the process of ordering everything and finalizing contracts. So we don't have a definitive dollar amount for the recognition event, but like Dr. Player said, I will work on that and get that to you as soon as possible.
A rough figure?
A rough figure for a lot of the things, for example, the equipment and supplies like generators, tables and chairs, a lot of vendors who are asking, I would say about roughly 25,000, anywhere between 20 and 25,000. But again, I will solidify that and send that to you as soon as I can.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you both. And Darius, initially when I saw the agenda, I said, wait a minute. I know the recognition event is not going to cost this much. So I wanted to make sure we had clarity, and I didn't want us to get tripped up on it. So we will correct this agenda item so it's clear, and we'll also circulate the cost breakdown. You want the cost breakdown specifically for the recognition event?
Yeah, just I mean, as it's stated here, we're paying $102,000 for a youth recognition event, which is a good event to have, but that's a lot of money for a youth event, or for any event really in the city. So if we have some idea of what the cost is, understanding that it's not solely for the youth event, would be great. Just again, rough estimate is fine. If $25,000 still seems like a lot, but that's not an impediment, I think, to moving the money where it's being requested.
Mm-hmm. And with that, are you clear that the money that's reflected here is in fact the actual figure that Youth and Workforce Services is looking to transfer into these buckets for the full program?
Yep.
Okay.
Correct.
Are there other questions related to this particular item from members before I move on? Okay.
Just to clarify, could we update the description of the transfer to, mention the event as well as the other costs of the youth employment program?
Yes, thank you, Councilwoman. It will be updated to reflect that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, the next item, we have a request from DGS to transfer a total of $195,000. This amount would be transferred from multiple accounts. The first is their contracted services waste collection account in the amount of $50,000. The processing fee account in the amount of $75,000. Their post-closure care landfill account in the amount of $30,000. And lastly, their supplies and materials snow removal account in the amount of $40,000. Those funds are being transferred into multiple accounts. The first is the gasoline account in the amount of $75,000. Supplies and materials / Capitol Hills at Albany account in the amount of $40,000. The contracted services parks maintenance account in the amount of $30,000. And then lastly, the motor vehicle expense account in the amount of $50,000, again with a total of $195,000. All of this to purchase gasoline, which we all know there's an increase in gasoline prices. In addition, fertilizer for the golf course and other supplies and materials that the department needs. Okay, if we can scroll down. I believe this is the last 2022 budget transfer request agenda item that we have, and I stand corrected if that's not the case. But this next request is from DGS, also requesting to move $15,000 from their supplies and materials snow removal account to their supplies and materials park maintenance account to cover supplies for the Parks Department. Okay. The rest is just support and documentation. There was an item on here that we had to remove. So this actually concludes today's agenda. Are there any questions related to any of the agenda items? Okay. If there are no questions, may I request a motion to accept the agenda with
Second.
minor edits?
Yes, I'll second.
We have a motion from who?
Corey?
Oh, Council
Yes.
President. Council President Ellis has joined us. So we have a motion from Council President Ellis, and we have a second from City Treasurer Darius John Farr. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. So the motion carries, passes, whatever terminology you prefer. And so we will approve this agenda pending the minor edit as it relates to the Summer Youth Employment Program funding. Okay. May I please have a motion to conclude today's meeting?
So
So
moved.
move.
Okay, we have a motion from City Treasurer Darius Sharfar, and I believe I heard may I have a second?
Yes, we have a second. Yes.
Second from Council President Ellis.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so approved. This officially concludes today's meeting. Thank you so much for your time and your input. I'm going to transfer the floor to our colleagues in the clerk's office. Thank you.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call to order the meeting for the Board of Contract and Supply. Today is Wednesday, July 8th, 2022. Today we have the following members present. Joe Stetson, Daria Shunfire, Marissa Franchini, Randy Milano, and Frank Zioli. Okay, so the bids for the procurement of UV disinfection equipment at Loudonville Reservoir. We have the following bids from Trojan Technologies. Their bid bond is included. And their total bid amount is $1,387,882.94. The next one being from Xylem Water Solutions USA Inc. All right, bid bond is included. I'm sorry, give me 1 minute. I apologize. They submitted multiple bids, so we're just looking through for the total amount. $1,058,824. That's the total cost of their bid. That looks like the total cost, but if that is not correct, we'll update it in the minutes when we send that out. Okay, the next one is from Denora Water Technologies. So the bid bond and this one. I don't see a bid bond. Yeah. All right, bid bond is included and their total price was $1,918,126. Okay, there were no bid submissions for the oil change services for APD. And the last agenda item that we have for today is the purchasing department is offering the following. Resolve that contract 9,000 with Big Top Portable Toilets for citywide rental. Portable toilets bid 2 is extended for the final term through December 31st, 2022 under the same terms and conditions specified in the existing contracts. That is the conclusion of the agenda items that I have for today. Is there anything for discussion? Okay, can I get a motion to accept the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Aye.
Second.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Got to vote.
Oh, sorry, I always forget that. I'm sorry.
Aye. Aye.
Thank
And
you.
then I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, so that concludes
Aye.
today's meeting. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, you
Too.
too,
Have
Shaniqua.
Bye.
Thank you.